If you were to drive down a quiet street in Nampa, Idaho, you might not even notice the little two-story house tucked behind a white picket fence. It doesn't have a grand gate or a long driveway lined with statues. There are no marble lions, no sprawling fountain. It's the sort of place you might pass on your way to pick up groceries. A home that seems to say, "Come in, take a deep breath, and exhale." Yet behind that simple front porch lives someone extraordinary, a professional basketball player who has traveled the country, won a national championship, and played on national television. Her name is Lexie Hull, and her life reminds us that greatness doesn't have to shout. I want to take you there for a moment, not just to show you a house, but to show you what it means to stay grounded when the world keeps telling you to rise higher and louder. Because Lexie's story isn't about flashing cameras or celebrity drama. It's about family, faith, hard work, and quiet courage. You have to start at the beginning to really understand why this little Idaho home matters. Long before the WNBA draft, before Stanford championships, before shoe deals and brand campaigns, Lexie was just a girl with a basketball in her hands and a twin sister named Lacey by her side. They grew up in Liberty Lake, Washington, a place filled with calm waters, pine trees, and long summer evenings when the sun doesn't want to set. Their dad, Jason, loved the game. So did their mom, Jamie. Basketball wasn't a push. It was a family adventure. Jason and his friend Ron Hawkins coached local AAU teams, and the girls grew up running drills on driveways and in small gyms with folding chairs and squeaky floors. From the third grade all the way through middle school, the whole twins were rarely apart. They worked on footwork, ball handling, and shooting technique when other kids were off doing anything else. There were no ESPN cameras back then, just long hours and encouragement. That foundation built something stronger than skill. It built resilience and love for the game. High school was where the wider world started to notice. Lexie enrolled at Central Valley High School, and right away she was good. As a freshman, she averaged nearly 14 points per game. But what stood out wasn't just numbers. It was how composed she looked, unselfish, steady, ready to lead. By sophomore year, she was averaging over 18 points and almost 9 rebounds. She took her team to the Class 4A state championship and won it, taking home MVP honors. But she wasn't done. By her senior year, she was a phenomenon, 20 points and 8 rebounds a night, guiding Central Valley to an undefeated 29-0 season. They capped it off with a Geico Nationals crown, and Lexie poured in 26 points with 10 rebounds in the final. She walked away with nearly every honor Washington high school basketball could give: Gatorade Player of the Year, Associated Press Player of the Year, and the title of all-time leading scorer at Central Valley. College recruiters came in droves. She had offers from Gonzaga, Oregon, Washington, Arizona State, but she and Lacey surprised people by committing to Stanford University. Why? Because Lexie wasn't chasing easy fame or the path of least resistance. She wanted growth, academically, personally, and as an athlete. Stanford offered world-class academics and a women's basketball program that expected excellence. It was the harder road, and she took it. College didn't start perfectly. In her first season at Stanford, Lexie made history by recording a double-double, 11 points and 11 rebounds, in her very first game, something no freshman had ever done for the program. Then came a setback. A foot injury forced her to miss 9 games. Many players would panic or lose confidence, but Lexie stayed steady, came back stronger, and earned a starting role as a sophomore. In one of those early breakout moments, she dropped 29 points in an overtime thriller against Colorado, showing she could take over when it mattered. Her junior and senior years were a steady climb to national prominence. She was never the loudest player on the court, but you couldn't ignore her. She rebounded, defended, hit big shots, and stayed poised when the stage got huge. In the 2021 NCAA tournament, she scored 21 points in the Elite Eight, then posted 18 points and 13 rebounds in the Final Four. In the national championship game, she had a double-double again, 10 points and 10 rebounds, helping Stanford win its first NCAA women's basketball title since 1992. She didn't seek the spotlight. She simply shined when the team needed her. Then came the WNBA. In 2022, Lexie declared for the draft and was selected 6th overall by the Indiana Fever, a higher pick than many expected. Some called it a reach, others a smart bet on character and fundamentals. Lexie didn't respond with trash talk or hype. She responded by doing what she's always done, playing tough defense, hustling, and quietly proving she belonged. The WNBA season is demanding. Travel, back-to-back games, elite competition every night. When some players fade after their rookie year, Lexie kept getting better. She found her niche as a defender and hustle player who could hit timely shots and guard multiple positions. She didn't always fill highlight reels, but coaches and teammates trusted her. When the fever season ended, she didn't slow down. In 2023, she joined Athletes Unlimited, an innovative player-driven league that runs in the WNBA offseason. There she flourished, earning Defensive Player of the Year and Teammate of the Year honors. In 2024, she returned to Athletes Unlimited, captained her own team, and landed on the all-defensive team again. That same year, she took another leap by joining Unrivaled, the groundbreaking 3-on-3 league founded by WNBA stars Napheesa Collier and Brianna Stewart. Lexie was drafted to Rose, BC, and they went on to win the league's very first championship. She was there from day one, part of something new and historic for women's basketball. Yet while all of this was happening, big wins, titles, endorsements, Lexie's safe harbor was never a penthouse in LA or a beach villa. It was that modest home in Idaho. The moment you walk in, it feels lived in and loved. There's a cozy gray sectional sofa where friends can plop down after long road trips. Sunlight bounces off soft beige walls. A bookshelf holds leadership books, scripture journals, and a dog-eared copy of Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. The kitchen isn't modern luxury, it's warm and personal, with handwritten recipes from her mom framed on the wall. There's a little home gym in the basement with resistance bands, kettlebells, and a shooting journal pinned to the wall. She keeps a bulletin board filled with handwritten prayers and seasonal affirmations. Step outside and you'll find a modest fenced yard with garden beds. Lexie grows cherry tomatoes, mint, and hydrangeas. On quiet days, she'll sit barefoot on the grass, journal in her lap, writing letters she never sends. This house is her reset button, the place where ambition meets grace. No one expects her to perform here. She can just be Lexie. Her days at home follow a rhythm. Mornings start with coffee in a ceramic mug Lacey gave her, a few minutes of stillness, scripture reading, and some gentle yoga by the glass doors. Afternoons might be filled with training, business calls, or mentoring young athletes online. Evenings are for real cooking. Grilled salmon, quinoa, lemon kale salad, peanut butter protein balls stored in a mason jar. Sometimes teammates stop by. They sit cross-legged on the floor, talk about life, and forget about the pressure of being pro athletes. She has a ritual too. Every time she returns from a long road trip, she lights a lavender and cedarwood candle, the same scent her mom used back home in Liberty Lake. It's her way of saying, I'm home, I can let go. Speaking of Liberty Lake, Lexie never left it behind. She owns a cozy condo there. Not a flashy vacation spot, but a time capsule. Inside, you'll find old AAU jerseys, a faded Central Valley hoodie, and her very first pair of practice shoes, scuffed and cracked but sacred. One bedroom is simple and serene, with crisp linens and a yoga mat. Another is part museum, part memory bank. Out the window is the lake where she grew up playing and dreaming. When the WNBA offseason slows life down, she often escapes there. She'll journal on the patio, pray, take long walks by the water, or even shoot hoops on the same half court where she and Lacey once spent countless hours. Local kids sometimes wander her up shyly and ask, "Are you Lexie Hull?" She always smiles and says, "I am. Want to shoot around?" For them, meeting her isn't about a famous pro. It's about seeing that someone who made it big still remembers home. Financially, Lexie has built something impressive. Not the huge contracts you see in the NBA, but a quiet $1 million net worth by age 25. Her rookie deal and bonuses gave her a start. Athletes Unlimited awards and unrivaled prize money added to that. Then came carefully chosen brand partnerships. She doesn't just sign any deal, she looks for purpose. Sweetgreen for clean eating and sustainability. Lightbox Jewelry, redefining diamonds with innovation. Form, a basketball tech company alongside NBA star Paul George. TikTok campaigns with TogetherXR and AFLAC to empower women athletes. And in 2025, she joined Athleta's Power of She collective, standing with icons like Simone Biles and Katie Ledecky to champion mental health and life after sports. She doesn't just pose for ads. She collaborates, speaks on panels, mentors, and helps shape initiatives. Every partnership reflects who she is: health, education, empowerment, faith, community. No gimmicks, no fast fashion, no empty endorsements. Perhaps the most moving part of her story is how she gives back. It began with a handwritten letter from a 13-year-old girl in rural Ohio who watched her play in the Final Four and said, "Watching you made me believe I could play too." That message lit something in Lexie. Since then, she's been deeply involved with Voice in Sport through the WNBA Changemakers Collective, mentoring young female athletes. She leads workshops on confidence and goal setting, talks about pressure and joy, and listens to their fears. To those girls, she's not just a pro athlete. She's a big sister who believes in them. One story stands out. On a quiet Zoom call, a teenage athlete asked, barely audible, "Do you ever feel like you're not good enough even when you try so hard?" Lexie smiled and said, "All the time, but trying is enough. Showing up is power. And you just did." That's the kind of ripple effect she creates. No press releases, no grand foundations, just real human connection. Away from the spotlight, Lexie keeps her world small and intentional. Her faith is steady but quiet. Morning devotionals, scripture journals, Christian podcasts on the road. She and Lacey FaceTime almost daily and still pray together on Sundays. Their bond hasn't faded even as careers diverged. Family dinners, paddleboarding on Liberty Lake, laughing over old practice videos, those things keep her anchored. She guards her personal life closely. No public relationships, no oversharing, not secrecy, just sacredness. She finds joy in sweatpants nights with podcasts and strawberries, tending to houseplants, sketching ideas for a dream gym she hopes to help design one day, a space built for women by women. Lexie Hull's life is a quiet rebuke to the idea that you must be loud to lead or flashy to matter. She has built a career through defense, hustle, and intellect, built a brand by choosing values over virality, and built a life where home isn't about price tags but peace. She proves that greatness can be steady, that dreams can be nurtured without noise. If you're chasing something, whether it's a sport, a craft, or just a better version of yourself, her story is a gentle reminder. You don't have to trade your roots for success. You can rise and stay grounded. You can achieve and remain kind. You can be both fierce and humble. And maybe the next time you see a highlight or a headline, you'll remember the quiet Idaho house where Lexie Hull lights a lavender candle, journals barefoot in the grass, and prepares to keep showing up, on the court and in life, with strength, grace, and heart. If this story touched you, share it with someone who could use a reminder that greatness doesn't have to be loud. And if you want more journeys like Lexie's, stories about athletes who build lives as beautiful as their careers, subscribe and stay with us.